credit rating has recently dropped, making it harder for the college to take out loans. More on this story coming up.
Hillary Johnson's Unity exhibition focuses on persona introspective unity with the world around us. It is now open at Columbia's C33 Gallery.
Columbia Student Government Association hosted a blood drive this week. More on this story coming up.
Columbia Theater students are in the middle of production for the production Pippin. Find out how to see the show coming up.
420 is a day many people celebrate by smoking weed. But did you celebrate? Find out more. Newsbeat starts now.
Good morning and welcome back to Newsbeat at Columbia College Chicago. I'm Abad Vikas.
And I'm Jordan Reese. Let's dive into this week's top campus news. S&P Globally recently downgraded Columbia's credit rating, but what does that mean for the college and its finances?
On April 12th, Columbia was downgraded to a BBB negative, which is 2 grades lower than it was last year. This means it will be harder for Columbia to borrow money and a higher chance for the school to default on a loan. In an email to students and families from Chief Financial Officer Jerry Tarr said Columbia is not looking to borrow money anytime soon. Tarr, who will be the interim president, said this highlights difficult financial time the college is going through.
S&P Global's analysis said that they attribute the downgrade to the adjunct faculty strike and the financial deficit.
A new exhibit called Unity is now open in Columbia's C33 Gallery. The exhibit, created by artist Hillary Johnson, is an introspective unity with the world around us. Student reporter Robin Sulis has a story.
Hillary Johnson talked about what motivated her to create multi-sensory experiential pieces uniting people via media like seaweed, dendrites, human beings, and more.
So what motivated me to create this immersive experience was that my desire as an artist to move away from just prints on a wall. It's really a contained space where people can come and have some time for reflection. That's just a big part of my practice in general, is creating an experience and not just a series of objects.
Immersive art experiences not only convey an artist's message, but seek to wrap observers in a variety of visual, auditory, tactile, and movement-related pieces.
I love a good print on the wall, but I'm always looking for how can I bring materials into the process in a way that adds meaning.
I think it's pretty cool. I actually haven't seen a lot of modern art, and it feels very modern art to me. It's really cool. It makes you think a lot more than just art that's it's very upfront and it is what you see.
I hope that visitors come to the show and that they turn off their phones and they stay for a little while. Maybe they put their phone on airplane or they just silence their alerts. And so I hope that this space provides a respite for them, that they come in, find some quiet, and feel their own sense of place and belonging in the larger pattern of things.
Unity, roots, seaweed, dinosaur feathers, snow in the woods, axons, dendrites, and human beings can be experienced from 9 to 5 p.m. until April 29, 2024. The C33 Gallery is located on the first floor at 33 East Ida B. Wells Drive. I'm Robin Sluzas, student reporter. Back to Columbia's TV Newsbeat.
Have you gone?
I actually did. It's actually very peaceful, nice and quiet, with low lighting. It's a very peaceful environment.
Nice. The Student Government Association recently hosted a blood drive event for students and faculty to donate blood.
The drive, which was last Tuesday, was in collaboration with the American Red Cross Association, located in the 1104 building. Students and generous blood donors came together, giving back by donating their blood to people in need. Remember, every drop makes a difference.
Are you afraid of needles?
In a medical setting, yes, but I have tattoos, so I can't be that scared.
Same. Did you celebrate 420 last weekend? Our reporter Jasmine Walker talked to students around campus to see how they celebrate the day.
420, also known as National Weed Day, marks the celebration of cannabis culture and its traditions. Individuals come together to partake in recreational activities associated with the use of cannabis. Since January 1st, 2020, Illinois has legalized recreational cannabis use, possession, and sales despite federal laws against cannabis. This shift has sparked a booming industry worth billions, offering various consumption methods like vaping, edibles, concentrates, and more.
For me personally, the reason why I take it is like, if I know I'm having like a very stressful weekend and I just need to like calm down and just have a nice like thinking session, I will take, hey, half a gummy or so, just kind of like relax a little bit and trying to just mellow out a little bit.
The Cannabis Regulation and Tax Act include provisions to support communities affected by the war on drugs. Initiatives like the R3 program aim to tackle economic disinvestment, violence, and the disproportionate impact of the criminal justice system.
I do think a lot of the people that got incarcerated because of cannabis, I do believe it should be dropped off their record. If I went to jail for this, but then somebody right now is going into dispensary right now and getting the stuff with no, medical card or whatever, why did I go to jail? Why do I still have this charge? Why can I do all these other things?
Various organizations like NORML's Chicago chapter assist aspiring cannabis entrepreneurs and educate residents about the expungement process for past arrests and convictions under the Cannabis Control Act.
We have a lot of members as well as people who sit on our board who've been affected directly by the war on drugs, whether it was from themselves or through a family member. We're talking about a plant here. When you really think about it, it's ridiculous that it's legal. But the reasons on why it's illegal was already an attack on brown and black and counterculture communities.
The discussion of racial ethics on 420 is intertwined with a broader discourse on environmental justice, notably as Earth Day follows closely. Cannabis culture will persist in advocating for and educating individuals on the safe and responsible consumption of cannabis. I'm student reporter Jasmine Walker with Newsbeat at Columbia College Chicago.
Marijuana has been legalized in Chicago since January 1st of 2020.
The theater department is busy preparing to perform the play Pippin. Stay tuned to see where you can grab tickets for the play. Chicago is heading into warmer temperatures starting this weekend. Get a glimpse of what is coming up in the next week with our 7-day forecast coming up.
I have lived 1,000 lives. Through those lives, many lovers. And in those lovers, I felt happiness and sorrow. The same feelings as such the society fears to tread. Adventures beyond imagination. Wonders not of this world. I can recreate a long-gone culture with a streak of an eye. Build lives around ancient worlds. Observe through someone else's eyes, their soul. I can see the history of a nation unfold before me, and the turmoil and strife of a million people. I watch as our city builds a glorious monument to humanity, and see as time withers it away. I am a time traveler, crossing centuries, discovering new ideas and equations. I can flow through the heart, the brain and mind, and the intimate thoughts of each one. I have worked with my hands in fields spanning miles. I have saved lives, conjured demons, and rode on the shoulders of giants. I have held hands with God. I have sung with a chorus of 1,000,000. All of this by simply turning a page. Where will imagination take you?
Production for Pippin is well underway for the theater department. Newsbeat reporter Emma Hutchinson has more.
Today we are on set of Pippin, which opened on April 25th at the Courtyard Theater.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show!
The story of Pippin, originally a Broadway show written by Roger Harrison, is brought to Columbia's theater department for reenactment.
always heard good things about the show. I knew it was a dance show. I didn't know much about the story going into it, but I was like, let me just throw my hat in the ring and try to audition, and it worked out, and it's been a blast.
The story is about a young prince who is in search of his true passion, and he goes on a dazzling adventure.
Sort of his search for like fulfillment, and how he avoids temptation along the way, and he finds out that what he's been looking for the whole time might not be quite as glamorous as he was hoping in the first place.
To carry out this story, planning started last semester with the entire cast and crew practicing 6 days a week.
So we started our meetings in around October, actually maybe a little like the end of September, and those meetings carried on through the beginning of the semester.
Goodman says those meetings were where the creative process took place. After this is when the drafting and technical work starts.
So for me in particular, I got my light plot done during like the technical process. That's sort of like, I guess, the way I describe it. And then that gets implemented, it gets put up in the air and everything, and then we have our technical rehearsals with the cast and the band and all the designers, and then that's when I program everything in.
To see Pippin live, you can purchase tickets at the Columbia College Chicago Theater website for $10. I'm Emma Hutchinson from Newsbeat.
Are you planning on going to the show?
Of course, it looks like so much fun. Are you?
I have to check my schedule.
Are you ready for warmer temperatures in Chicago? Your 7-day forecast starts now.
Rain, shine, just know that everything's going to be fine. Today, later today, will be a little bit of rain with a high of 60 degrees, Saturday of 80 degrees. Then Sunday, same thing, around 79, 80-ish. Monday, dropping back down to 70 degrees. Then, once again, we're going back up on Tuesday, 73 degrees. Wednesday, with a low of 70. And then Thursday, a bit cloudy, and we're dropping back down to 60 degrees.
Have you listened to Taylor Swift's long-awaited album, The Tortured Poets Department, yet? The singer released the album last week.
I have lived 1,000 lives. Through those lives, many lovers. And in those lovers, I felt happiness and sorrow. The same feelings as such the society fears to tread. Adventures beyond imagination. Wonders not of this world. I can recreate a long-gone culture with a streak of an eye. Build lives around ancient worlds. Observe through someone else's eyes, their soul. I can see the history of a nation unfold before me, and the turmoil and strife of 1 million people. I watch as our city builds a glorious monument to humanity, and see as time withers it away. I am a time traveler, crossing centuries, discovering new ideas and equations. I can flow through the heart, the brain and mind, and the intimate thoughts of each one. I have worked with my hands in fields spanning miles. I have saved lives, conjured demons, and rode on the shoulders of giants. I have held hands with God. I have sung with a chorus of 1 million. All of this by simply turning a page. Where will imagination take you?
President Joe Biden signed registration last Wednesday that could lead to a ban on TikTok in the U.S. The potential ban comes after alarmists said the app was a threat to national security and has since become easy for disinformation campaigns to acquire. The bill will give the Beijing-based company 9 months to sell the company. If the sale does not go through, TikTok will be banned. TikTok has about 170 million American users in the primary news source for Americans under the age of 30.
Are you excited or nervous about the TikTok ban?
I'm a little nervous. How am I gonna find funny TikToks now?
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna need that. Colombia President Kwang Kun Kim advisory report on the proposed cost-saving measures is back to his desk after receiving feedback from the Faculty Senate.
Faculty, staff, and Senate have been pushing back on the timeline for the proposed changes and have asked for more data to justify some cuts. But John Holmes, the chairman to the Board of Trustees, said that the time is now to make bold cuts. Newsbeat will follow the story as the final report will be released on May 2nd.
Taylor Swift's long-awaited album, The Tortured Poets Department, is out now. Have you heard it yet? The artist put out the album last week. More on the album coming up.
Tomás es muy buena gente. Es más, míralo. ¡Qué dulzura! Buen trabajo. Espera, Tomás, ¿qué estás haciendo? ¿Qué tan egoísta e inesperado de ti? Tomás, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué?
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Planning the right amount of food is hard. The Guestimator makes it easy. Just tell it who's coming and what's for dinner. Then it tells you how much to make. And yes, it even plans for leftovers. Try it at savethefood.com.
Spring is in the air and flowers are blooming all over the city. A Newsbeat photographer captured a lilac growing against a fence. Take a look.
What an amazing, beautiful lilac. Nice and purple. You know, Jordan, this just makes me want to go to Botanic Garden. What do you think?
Only if I can come with.
Yeah, we can go.
Have you had a... Oh, go ahead.
Have you had a minute to listen to Taylor Swift's new album, The Tortured Poets Department? The songs are popular on every streaming platform, and Taylor Swift fans have a lot of different thoughts about the new album.
Opinions are polarized between people who have grown up with her, die-hard Swifties, and people who just don't like her as a person. Some students mention the use of her private jet and the environmental impact as a reason they didn't care for her. In the first 24 hours, Taylor Swift's new album, The Tortured Poets Department, gained over 300 million streams. Anyone who hasn't heard it yet can check it out on streaming platforms, as it now has surpassed 1 billion streams on Spotify.
Have you listened to the new album?
Not yet. Have you?
Yeah, there was some songs that had me emotional, but let's not talk about that.
Are you curious to know what Newsbeat is working on for the next week's broadcast? Our executive producer, Olivia Cohen, is in the studio with upcoming coverage.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
black truck. Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzing overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So, yeah, I know. That's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover their unique mix of all kinds of traits.
Where'd Wiley go? Where's Wiley? Ah, there she is.
Pa, do you remember being an ancient wolf? You ever feel the call of the wild?
You're a renegade cop, and I'm a con woman with nothing to prove. But together, we could really solve this murder. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but all of them are pure love.
Are you curious to know what Newsbeat is working on for next week's broadcast? Our executive producer, Olivia Cohen, is in the studio with our upcoming coverage.
Next week on Newsbeat, we'll be diving into the possible nationwide ban of TikTok. The app is used by millions of users across the country and is particularly popular among younger Americans. Newsbeat will talk to students around campus to see what their thoughts are about the potential ban. We'll have that story, plus more, next week on Newsbeat. Back to you in the studio.
That's all for this week on Newsbeat. Make sure to tune in next week to keep up to date on all campus news. I'm Jordan Reese.
And I'm Abad Vikas. Thank you for watching.